So I guess this will be a get ready with me slash behind the scenes. Oh, my face look a little dry. Slash behind the scenes of my womb wellness seminar. Today is Friday, March 21st, and I am in the process of getting ready for my womb wellness seminar, which is going to be held Sunday, March 23rd. And of course, as always, we documenting. And I'm gonna try to do a better job at documenting this time. And I'm gonna go put some oil on my face. I just got out the shower. But yeah, so I'm waiting for my sister to pick me up because transportation is still an issue in my family right now. But she's coming to pick me up so I could go run some errands, and I have to go print all of my material, like the handouts that I'm giving the attendees, and then my personal outline that I'm going to follow. And I gotta go pick up some stuff for like demonstration and stuff like that. So come along with me, okay? I'm just gonna take my time loving me. So it is actually the next day, and I did not record me making or running my errands yesterday because a lot was going on, and I spent a lot of time driving because, anyways, we're not gonna get into that. But don't worry, you haven't missed anything yet. The preparation is starting tonight. So today's Saturday, March 22nd. My seminar is tomorrow. So I am up getting ready. Look at how I look. Y'all see my eyes? I'm exhausted. I have not been resting well, so my body is starting to feel it. But after this seminar, I gotta take a few self-care days because this is not what's up. So right now, I'm actually about to make my giveaway bags. So one of the things I usually do towards the end of my seminar is I have like, I ask questions, and they have the opportunity, the attendees have an opportunity to win a prize if they answer the question correctly. So I have this set up here. So these are what I'm using for the gift bags. And what's going to be in them is a sample size yoni steam, a massage oil, a womb massage oil, and a coupon for 15% off on the website. I'm going to put these together, and then what am I going to do next? I'm probably going to pack the products that I'm going to have there on display. I'm only taking products and teas that's womb wellness related, women health related. So I'm not taking a lot of stuff. And like I said, it's a small, intimate seminar, so there's no need to take too much stuff anyways. And then, so I'm probably going to pack that, and then I'm going to figure out my erase board. So I want to actually draw a BBT chart here. So I want to do this before I go because I don't want to waste time drawing and writing when I'm there. So, and then this comes down, it's actually stick on there. So I'm going to take this down and write out the menstrual phases on this side, write the BBT chart on this side, just so that I have something to point to while I'm talking. But I had ordered this from Amazon for my first seminar. I love it because it gives a good picture of everything. And it has all of the, what do you call this? The female reproductive anatomy is all here, you know? Especially this one, how it shows like where the uterus sits in the pelvis. I love it. I'm gonna pack the gift bags and then move on to the next task. I also sound a little congested because my body is fighting me right now. My body is telling me to rest, and I have not been listening. And anytime I start to come down with any type of cold or something, it's because I'm not getting rest. And I have not been resting because it's been a crazy week. We're not gonna get into that because that's not what this video is about. But it's been a crazy week from my family and I have not been sleeping well at night. So from since AgriFest up until now, I have not actually been still and got the adequate rest that I need. So now my body is starting to feel it. And I'm about to go talk to women about being prioritizing self-care and taking care of themselves tomorrow. But the thing about it is that I'm so honest that I'm going to say this is a result of me not taking care of myself. Anyways. All right, so I'm about to start putting these bags together, and I'm gonna see how fast I can do that so that we can move on to something else. Okay, so one of the things I did yesterday when I was running my errands is printing all of my handouts. I need sleep. Yeah, printing all of my handouts. Some of these are just my personal, like, this is my personal outline, and I print this out so that I have a guide to follow and I could stay on track to make sure I'm hitting everything that I need to hit. This is my outline, and this is 11 pages. Am I going to be able to go through everything on here in detail? No, but the outline is here as a guide. And yeah, so I'm gonna go over this. These are other informational handouts. Well, I'm not actually giving them these, but it's there for anyone who wants to browse it. But these stays with me. You want access to this type of information? Join my Patreon. But that's a conversation for a different video, so we ain't gonna get into that. The question and answers of the questions and answers for the giveaway at the end for whoever answered the question correctly. Y'all want to know one of the questions? So one of the questions are, write the answer in the comments below if you know the answer. Don't go to Google. Be honest, okay? What are the 4 phases of the menstrual cycle and their inner seasons? So what are the 4 phases of a woman's moon cycle and the inner season that's associated with each phase? So these are the handouts. So one of the things I'm giving out is y'all can't see that, but it's a menstrual reflection questionnaire. So this is for like their own use. So I'm gonna have them start to fill this out when they first get in, but it's not something we're gonna go over in detail because this is for them to determine where they are, like where they stand with their own menstrual cycle, with their own moon cycle, how they currently feel about it, what type of relationship do they have with their moon cycle currently. So this is more of like self-reflection, and have some questions in the back. So they're gonna get one of these. I always hand out some notes, blank, it's just a blank paper with lines for them to take notes if they want. And then they get my presentation outline. So this is where all the information is, so they can follow along with me. It's not set up where I show a PowerPoint presentation or anything like that. So I did print this out so that they still have a lot, like some of the information. So they get this as well. And it's a total of 20. So if it was a presentation, it would be like a total of 20 slides, with the first slide and the last slide not being information itself. But yeah, so this is 4 pages. Sorry, this is 5 pages because there's 4 slides on each page. So they get one of these as well. So I'm going to create the handouts by stacking everything together. Let me do that now. Done with that. What am I going to do next? So one of the things that I'm going to do is show the ladies how much they should bleed during the flow phase of their menstrual cycle. So how much blood is a normal amount? And to do that, I'm going to put some red dye in some water, and then I'm also going to walk with, I wanted to buy a full pack of these, but I usually get, well, one of the stores I usually get them from, they didn't have any more when I went today. And I'm all out because my flows finished last week. And then I did order more, but I wasn't going to use my good quality, pads on a demonstration. But I found these in my bathroom, but there's only 2 left. So I'm going to see if my sisters have some, because I want at least 4 or 5 of them, because I want to show, like, so normally you should maybe go through about 4 or 5 pads in a day, maybe, depending on your flow. So I want to demonstrate, like, how much of that total liquid can fill up 4 to 5 pads. I hope y'all following what I'm trying to show, or the point I'm trying to get across. Anyways, it don't matter, we're not getting into that right now. So I'm gonna mix the solution real quick. And then start packing up some stuff. I'll be back. Okay, so far I got my period blood, and I'm also getting different textures of CM, cervical mucus, to show them the difference of the texture and look of cervical mucus throughout the different phases of your moon cycle. So this little cup here has like lotion in it, and it's soft and creamy. And then this one is a little solution I just made up with some, don't worry about what it's made up with. Just know that this one is supposed to be dry and sticky. See that? Yeah, that's perfect. And then the last one, I'm gonna use aloe vera gel, but the aloes is outside in the yard, so it's like 12 o'clock right now. I'm not going outside, so I'll do that one in the morning. And I'm still gonna walk with the pad because I do want to just take example of a local organic non-toxic pad that they can buy down here. So I'm just taking this as demonstration. I don't use this thermometer anymore, but this used to be one of the thermometers I use for my BBT tracking. So I'm just taking this as demonstration as well, like to show them. And what else? Oh, I'm supposed to take a Perry bottle. I wanted to take a Perry bottle. I just bought this one, so I don't want to take this one. So I'm probably gonna take my old one. I have to go in assuming that not everybody know what a Perry bottle is. I'll take my old one. Yeah, I'm gonna take my old one to show them. And now let me pack up some stuff. I want to get a box to put all this stuff in because I don't want to forget nothing. So I'm gonna get a box, put all of this stuff in there, take down whatever products I'm taking with me, and then, okay, so this is, I put all of this in a box. Don't mind how disorganized everything looks. There's a method to my madness. Don't judge me. I have a little checklist here so I don't forget nothing. Pencils. See why I have a checklist? Because I will forget something. I got everything together, y'all. So the last thing I'm about to do before I go to bed, right now it is 12:44. Y'all cannot see that. Can y'all see that? I don't even know. Anyways, right now it's 12:44, so I'm gonna draw on this dry erase board and I'm gonna pray. Wow. I'm gonna pray that I am able to transport it without wiping it off. But even if something gets a little wiped off, it's better than having to write everything one time. So that's what I'm about to do now. And then first I need to figure out the sticky glue that I use to put this thing on is so strong that I feel like I'm going to destroy the poster trying to take this off. Yeah, this shit is so strong. Look at this. It's not budging. Try the side. Okay, this one was almost shit. Oh. Move that. Jeez. My goodness gracious. This has been on here since last year, June, when I had my first room on the seminar. Oh, fuck. My goodness. And that's the sticky tape that's supposed to be able to like go on and off and be reusable, you know. Okay, anyways, I'm about to take this off and then draw on this board, but I'm gonna figure it out. If I don't come back on here tonight, the next clip would be tomorrow. Okay, I'm gonna just be honest. So I am on my way to set up for my seminar. The rest of my stuff is in the back there. Yeah. I didn't get to film.
You're going on there now?
I'm dropping.
But I should go at 12.
Exactly.
Say what?
They make me late. Patient, slow down, child.
I ain't do shit to you. Don't blame me.
Miss, I have to get dressed. Who you getting dressed so early for?
Because I want to be dressed. I left the house. I said, let me just be dressed one day.
Anyways, I'm on my way now. I'm late. I'm not gonna have time to set up. Myself?
Yeah. Because of herself, she late.
You ain't paid to come to this event, you know. Don't make me leave you outside the door. Process. Everybody. Why my phone connected to your... Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
You have the children, the right cutting with the boy over it?
Yeah.
Jamir have food in his bag.
I'll record again when I get there. Okay, we're here at MGC.
Hello, beautiful.
Hello.
How are you?
It started already? It started already?
No, 15 minutes. 15 minutes.
I'm not even early, that's the thing.
It's okay.
questions. If you didn't, it's okay. That is for you, for your own personal reflection. And then towards the end of this, you can revisit those answers and see how you can make certain changes. Did I give you one?
I have one.
I got a handout.
With a brief prayer, if that's okay with everybody. Okay. So we can all just close our eyes and take a moment to say it was not at level 1. However, it's not a requirement for this segment, you know. Just a brief recap of what we did in level 1 was we pretty much went through the basis of what womb wellness is. We discovered or went over some holistic womb wellness practices that you can implement in your life. We went over things that affect our womb health that you wouldn't think of. We did a few activities, we had a few demonstrations, and yeah, we had a great time. However, we started going into the menstrual cycle, and that was the topic that like everybody had questions about, and we wanted to spend more time on that, and we weren't able to. So after that, me and Kanoa was like, okay, so we gotta do it. We gotta do it again. We gotta run it back. So that is why we're here today. We are diving into the topic of our womb cycle, how that affects our life, how it affects our womb health, and how do we heal our relationship with it. So, how many of you know what phase of your cycle you're in right now?
Not seeing my
It's not here, face.
That's okay. You see, this is why we're here. We don't fix all of that. It's okay. So healing your relationship with your moon cycle, you need to be aware of what that is for you. Be aware of your current moon cycle in terms of this whole thing that keeps repeating itself, right? So we think of our period as just this one thing that happens every month, but that's just one phase of your entire cycle, right? So we have 4 different phases that we go through, and we only think about this one phase, and once it's gone, we're like, okay, it's over, we're done. No. So we have to look at it as a whole and reestablish that connection. We also want to transform the narrative because there's such a negative stigma associated to a woman's period and all of the changes and fluctuations that go on in her body that we try to mask it and be like, you know, I'm good. Because like if you sit in that feminine, if you sit in that softness, then you're looked at as weak, right? So we need to transform the narrative. And we also need to reconnect to the traditions. Like historically, African and indigenous cultures, they see the moon cycle, the flow phase of a moon cycle as something to be celebrated. They hold traditional ceremonies to celebrate women or young ladies who get their period for the first time. You know, they have a whole ceremony to celebrate her. It was something that showed empowerment and something sacred and something it's pretty much a rite of passage into womanhood. You know, when a young girl starts her menses, now she's on this different level of womanhood, and now she has this new wisdom, and they honor that. So we need to reconnect that. The moon cycle, it lasts between 25 and 35 days. This myth of a 28-day cycle is the only healthy moon cycle is false. The 28-day cycle actually started from the pill. We don't get into that too much, but let me just say this, right? So the pill was introduced back in the 1960s, right? I'm talking about contraceptive pill, birth control pills, right? And it was first made with just a synthetic version of estrogen and progesterone. So the pill had 3 to 7 times more synthetic estrogen than your body produced, and 3 to 7 times more estrogen, and 3 to 98 times more progesterone than your body produced, right? So they came up with the pill, and they were giving it to women. This is back in the 1960s. And they realized the pill completely suppressed ovulation. So with no ovulation, there's no period. So women stopped getting their period. In fact, some women thought they were pregnant. So they had to go back to the drawing board, and they was like, how do we convince women to take this pill when they're not sick? And, you know, make them believe that, okay, this is the way to not get pregnant. Because back in the day, the only way to not get pregnant was a hysterectomy in terms of the medical world, right? So they went back to the drawing board, and they made the pill inflict a fake bleed every 28 days.
Wow.
So they had to make the pill mimic your natural cycle in order to convince women that it was okay to take it. That's where 28 days came from. And I know they took the 28 days because of the moon cycle, but we ain't gonna get into all of that. Anyway, there's 4 phases of your moon cycle, right? And your energy level, your emotions, your productivity, it all fluctuate throughout the stages of your moon cycle. So it's never going to be the same throughout every stage, and that's okay. But it's important for us to be aware of what phase we're in, so that we can
plan our life or plan our day according to that. So to give ourselves less frustration, right? So phase 1 is what I like to call our flow phase. That's your period. That's your menses. I try and say this in like the most simplest terms. So during your follicular phase, and this is to show how your brain and your uterus is connected, right? Your brain's release, the hypothalamus release a hormone called GnRH. When that hormone releases from the hypothalamus, it goes and sends a signal to the pituitary gland to release FSH, which is the follicle stimulating hormone. Once the pituitary gland releases that hormone, it travels to your ovaries to signal, okay, it's time to develop a follicle, develop an egg. So during this follicular phase, FSH is rising because your pituitary gland released that to go down to your ovaries to start developing an egg. I'll show y'all examples of what I mean by creamy. So creamy as in like a lotion. So this is a little lotion, jumps on the stick, okay? And you see that? It's just more creamy. That's how your cervical mucus should be or would be during that phase. It's not exactly clear, but it's more whitish. Anybody have an idea of what stage you're in yet?
I know from my setup I wasn't strong in my luteal phase.
Okay. That's your inner summer. It's time to pop out and show out and be your best self. That's ovulatory phase. If you were trying to conceive, this will low-key tell you if you're pregnant before you even take your test. Results are coming in a couple days or maybe tomorrow. That literally happened to me the last 2 months because January was a rough month, so I wasn't tracking my BBT the way I would usually track it. But when I started tracking again in February and March, literally I remember my BBT dropped from like 97.8 to like 97.1. And I was like, yeah, my period about to start. Literally the next day my period came. What each stage means and what's happening throughout each stage, so that when you do go to the doctor, you don't allow them to tell you stuff like that.
Was it necessary for the doctor to?
No. To answer your question, the cervix position, which is what I was telling y'all about how the cervix change throughout the phases. With ovulation, is high, soft, and open, and when the luteal phase come back around, it lowers, closes, and is firm again. Right? How do you check that? You got a cycle overall. Stress. Remember I was talking about the HPO axis, the hypothalamus, pituitary gland, and ovary, how that flow of hormones go up and down. When you are experiencing stress, it shut off the HPO axis and it turns on the HPA axis. The HPA axis is the hypothalamus, the pituitary gland, and the adrenal gland. What hormone does the adrenal gland secrete? Cortisol. So now you ain't getting no more FSH to trigger LH, to trigger estrogen and progesterone. No more of that is happening. So that could cause you to not even ovulate anymore. Instead, HPA is on and your body, the hypothalamus is sending a hormone to the pituitary gland to produce a hormone that sends to the adrenal gland to produce cortisol. So now cortisol levels in your body is high. How does that affect our hormone cycle? How does that affect our womb health? Our womb holds on to all of that trauma. Everything we experience, our womb holds on to it. And if we are not aware of it, if we don't take the necessary actions and steps to face our trauma, to heal our trauma, it literally manifests itself into womb diseases. So there's a lot of women who's suffering with fibroids, who's suffering with PCOS and endometriosis, and everything they do isn't working. It could be the trauma. They may have had a miscarriage in the past and they haven't dealt with it. They may have been sexually assaulted and they haven't dealt with it. Domestically abused. They could be in the situation right now and they're not getting out of it, they're not healing from it. It's affecting them. They might have an irregular menstrual cycle, they're not ovulating. That stress, that trauma is going to affect your cycle in real time. I can speak to it from experience. I want to show y'all something, right? So remember I said I bought this before I went to Ghana, and I used it for like the first 2 months. So this is May of 2021, right? I was doing my little thing, tracking it. It don't look pretty, but whatever. I wrote notes here, right? I said, did my first yoni steam Saturday, started spotting on Sunday. It lasts for 3 days. It was a dark red. My period in May was the heaviest it has been in a long time, maybe due to stress and lack of rest. May of 2021, I was sexually assaulted. And it was the heaviest period I had in years. And our womb bonus, right? some of the key things we need is omega-3. We need zinc, we need iron. Iron and vitamin C goes hand in hand because our body can't absorb iron without vitamin C. We need magnesium. Mental toxins. You want to do what you can to avoid them. Conventional beauty products. You know, there's so many toxins in the stuff we put on our skin, the stuff we use in our house. Those are things within my control, so of course I'm gonna do better. It pretty much, that's how it works to prevent pregnancy, because if that axis is shut off, you cannot ovulate. So it stops ovulation. And then it gives your body this fake bleed to make you think that you're having a cycle.
That's the pills.
Yes. The pill, the patch, the shot, the IUD, like all of it. We're reframing. We are reframing menstruation. We're taking our power back. What is your moon cycle to you? You know, what is your relationship with your moon cycle, or what relationship do you want to have with your moon cycle if you don't currently have that?
The low libido.
Now that means your testosterone is low, your progesterone is low. So you want to drink and take stuff. Also, when you're in menopause, your estrogen and progesterone remain low. So you want to drink stuff like Danquai and red clover. So there are things that you can implement in your life to try and combat some of those things. But the foundation for most of the women in this room start with having a healthy moon cycle, because you're not even in that phase yet. But this is important for you to know, because it's inevitable. It's gonna happen.
So I am home. That is it. I did it. The Womb Wellness Seminar Level 2 is over. It was an amazing turnout. Like, everything was just great. I have nothing bad to say about today. I truly enjoyed doing this. I talked for 3 hours about something I'm passionate about, and I loved it. I loved every bit of it. I'm exhausted, extremely exhausted. I feel like this past week my body was just going because I know I'm getting prepared for something, and now that it's over, I'm feeling like all of the weight of it, if that makes sense. My feet is aching, my back, my neck, my shoulders, my eyes are burning, like everything just aches. But my heart is full because today was truly amazing. I'm so thankful for all the ladies that came out, all the ladies that trusted me to hold space with me, to share their experiences and stories. I love intimate settings like that because we get to actually interact, and the information becomes so much more valuable because we're able to relate all of it on a personal level. So I had an amazing time. I'm so tired. I just got my boys to bed. It's actually after 9. I haven't even undressed or anything since I got home. I came home and had to my father, he bathed them and dressed them and stuff, but as soon as I got home, I had to get them their teeth brushed and settle them in the bed. So everybody's in the bed right now. And right now it is, what time is it? It's 9:13 and I'm about to unwind and go to bed. I usually take this time to set my boys' snacks and water and fruits for tomorrow, but I'm not doing that. I'm about to light this incense and declothe myself, take a nice shower, and then rub myself down and go to bed. Probably play some Hertz frequency sounds, and definitely just call it a night, because if there's one thing I need right now is rest, for sure. But today was amazing. It was truly amazing. I am so grateful to all of the ladies that came out. I'm just grateful that I'm able to walk in my purpose. I'm able to share this knowledge, this information with women who want to receive it. It truly fills me up. I don't think people know how much I love this. I just love it. I could never get tired of talking about it. Anyways, throughout preparing for this seminar, one of the things that I really wanted to do is create a space where this dialogue could be continuous, because even all of the information I shared tonight, the seminar was supposed to be 2 hours. It went over. I say it was 3 hours, and then we still spent time mingling, talking, eating afterwards. So I'll say it's been a good 3.5 hours, and I still didn't get to, like, there was still other information that I could have shared, but I wanted to stick to my outline so that we can cover a lot as well. But I want to create a space where
women can feel comfortable and safe sharing their experience and be intentional with their healing in a supportive environment. And as y'all know, I do have a Patreon, and as of late, I've been thinking about what I want my Patreon to be about. But preparing for this seminar made me realize that I want my Patreon to be more than just my digital diary, right? So I already share very vulnerable and emotional stuff about myself on Patreon. It's pretty much my journey of intentional healing. And I want to open up that space for other women who's on their healing journey. I want to be able to share more information about things that we talked about today and even more, so they have access to that information all the time. So I opened up my Patreon to where no matter what tier you join at, you still have access to all of the information. I don't want it to be, oh, I can't afford the $7 tier, so I can't get all of this content. No, I want everyone to have access to everything, and you join at whatever level of donation you can afford. So it ranged from $1. I have to stick to my angel numbers, so it's like 111, 333, 555, and 777. So you could join at any tier and still have access to all of the information. I have so much information that I gathered and put together throughout preparing for this seminar that I still want to be able to share. So I think I'm gonna start uploading a lot of that to my Patreon as well, so women can have access to that. Anyways, I'm gonna end this video. I'll talk about that more in detail in another video, but I just wanted to put it out there. And let me take my ass to bed, because if it's one thing I need right now is some rest and self-care. I have to live what I preach. So it's time for me to focus on me, because I've already given so much today, and even last week I've been pouring out constantly, and right now I'm pouring from an empty cup. So it's time to refill myself. And yeah, so Josiah, what did I tell you? I can't make him come any faster. Please close my door. Anyways, to all of my melanated women, protect your womb by any means necessary. And to everybody watching, protect your peace by any means necessary. I wish you all love, light, and prosperity, and you'll see me in my next video. Peace. I forgot to show y'all my outfit. It's the end of the day, and my light is not the best, but this was my outfit for today. You know, always channeling our inner river goddess, Oshun. So, yeah.